What's up, fellow Tarkovers? Welcome to Tarkov Made Easy. In this video, I'm going to break down my Lighthouse rogue farming routes and what I found to be the fastest way to grind XP and get great loot along the way. My goal is to pack as much detail into this video as possible while remaining to the point and fill in the gaps that a lot of other videos leave out. By the end, you should know exactly what to do from each spawn on the map and how to deal with any and all rogue behavior, as well as pick up some solid loot spots. If this video ends up helping you out, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe, as we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. Alright, let's jump right into the juice. So I want this guide to be comprehensive in a way that no matter what variables you come across as you're doing these rogue routes, you'll feel completely comfortable and you'll know what to do. So starting off, I broke down every spawn on the map into 3 sections: the rock spawns, the beach spawns, and the reset spawns. So essentially, if you get a rock spawn, you're going to do the same thing every time. If you get a beach spawn, they converge and you're going to do the same thing every time. And same with the reset spawns. So what I'm going to do is briefly go over what you're going to do with each of those spawns, each of those sections. And then I'm going to show you in live game exactly what to do and what it's going to look like, and tackle all the variables that you may come across as you're doing the route in a live fire environment. So let's get into it. So first I'm going to address the reset spawns. Essentially, these 2 spawns are just too far to the south of the map to get all the way across and get any rogue loot or kill any rogues with any efficiency. It's just a waste of time. It's faster just to get out here at South Road Landslide, which is always open, and reset into another raid. So essentially, if you get these 2 spawns, just hit this road. You can loot everything along this road and just instantly reset as quickly as possible. Okay, so next is the beach spawns. They all converge on the west side beach, and you move north to the Marin car, which is right here. Absolutely a key worth 100% getting. It will easily pay for itself if you're doing this route consistently. You can pick one up for about 3 or 4 GPUs, last I checked. Absolutely worth it. As you travel north, you're going to pass by the 2 seaside cottages. You're going to make your way to the beach. There's a little wooden log bridge here. You're going to keep skirting the beach, and your first stop is going to be on this set of rocks. So I've denoted all the rogues that are on rooftops with a black X, and all the rogues that are on the ground or patrolling with a red X. So from this first rock, you're going to want to take out the rogue at the front of Warehouse 1, and then the 2 front rogues right here. Once that's done, you can wrap through the grotto, cut through the rocks right here, and get right into the parking lot where you're going to stop right here. From here, you can take out this front rogue on this corner building, and you can take out the 2 rogues across the way right here. Inside this building is a ton of loot. I'll explain it and show it to you when we're in a live raid. Once you're done with that, you go out the back of this building and stop at a fence right here, and you're going to take out this rogue and this rogue. Once you do that, you're going to back up slowly and then take out this rogue right here. Then you can cut straight through around the back of the map, loot back here if you want, kill some scavs back here, and exit northern checkpoint. That's going to be essentially what you do every single time you get a beach spawn. Okay, now moving on to the rock spawns, which are the very best for XP farming. The beach spawns are kind of a mix between XP and loot. The rock spawns are really good for farming rogues. So essentially all of these rock spawns marked in green converge in this back slot right here. And once you pass through this slot and pass this first lake, you're going to want to skirt to the right and avoid the mines right here as you make your way to this giant rock. Now there's 2 spots on this giant rock that are really good for rogue farming. Now the first spot is really all you need, and it'll give you access to killing literally all 16 rogues. The second is a backup spot depending on variables and weather and a few things like that, and I'll show you both spots in a live action raid in just a minute. But there is a certain order that you want to kill these rogues once you get to this spot, and I'm going to show you really quickly what those are. The first that need to go down are the 2 on the closest building to you. Those are the ones that can shoot you the easiest. Next, the ones on northern warehouse, they need to die next. And once those 5 are dead, you kind of have discretion on how you want to proceed from there. You can knock these guys out across next, and the ones in the front. You definitely want to keep your eyes on the 3 roamers. They can shoot at you, but you can kind of squiggle back, and I'll show you what that looks like to stay safe. Just make sure that in the spots I show you, you stay prone. Being prone is really important, and I'll show you why shortly. But from this spot, then you can take out these 4 rogues every time right around here because they're always going to be roaming. Eventually they will roam and move out of the building. And then these are not always there, but if they are there, they're an easy shot from this spot, and I'll show you how that works. Once you're done farming rogues, you can go down and loot if you want. You can hit these 2 warehouses. But the easiest way to get out is just skirt through around the back here and hit up the car extract. Obviously, the car extract is not always there. You will get some fence rep for taking it. If it is there, it's a quick in and out. If not, you do have to double back and just make your same way all the way back like this and hit up path to shoreline. Now that we've gone over all the spawns, let's get into some live raids and we can show you all the details. All right, I just wanted to give you guys a really brief overview of the loadout that I use to do this. I usually run a level 4 armor, Ulok, Swordens, and I am in love with the SVDS for rogue farming right now. I've just had great success with it. It seems really, really accurate from 200 plus meters. But I'm sure if you want to use the M1A, SR25, DVL, all of that stuff will be good. Just make sure it's in decent condition, really above like 87 or 88. Otherwise, the accuracy starts to drop, or the MOA. You don't even really need to run a helmet necessarily, because if a rogue's going to kill you, he'd probably shoot you in the face anyways. But a level 4 armor should be sufficient. You could run anything from a Berkut or bigger to get your value out of it. And I bring a little bit of milk and also some rubles to use the car extract. Here's the SVDS build if you want to look at it real quick. And this has just been extremely successful for me. Oh, okay, so we actually have the reset spawn. This is great. Okay, so I always reset this spawn. There's 2 spawns that I reset. I will show you the reset. If you want, you can loot this this chair right here. The chalet is right over there. The reason I reset this spawn is because if you're going to pass by the chalet and all that, you're going to get caught up in tons of PvP. You're not going to be able to get to the rogues in time. So right here, if you want to, you can loot. There's some rare loot spawns down here under that helicopter on the way out. Right now, I'm running towards the south landslide exit, which is always open. If I get this particular spawn, I will always run up right here. Might actually pop a pane. And I will make sure that there's people right here. Alright, nice. So, as I said, that reset spawn, it can be a PvP spawn too. Alright, if you normally get that spawn, you can just run right down this hill. So you'll either spawn right there. That's a reset spawn, or the one that I just got up there by Chalet. Come this way, and I'll show you some of the loot that you can grab. Okay, this trunk right here. You can have food and water and things like that. Wreck battery. Get some oats. There. Loot spawns right here. Just free loot. On top of this pallet is a loot spawn. You can just get up here if you're not super heavy. And then there's these 4 little shacks that have a decent amount of loot. And it's super easy. You just grab everything and you dip out ASAP. I got an RBST key out of one of these jackets actually the other day. So that wasn't the quickest reset because we ran into some players, but more or less that's how it's done. Those 2 spawns, loot some of that stuff on the way out, get out quick, reset, get in, and hopefully you get a better spawn next time. Alright, so this is actually God spawn. This is God rogue farming spawn. So the slot that I was talking about is right over here. You run up here and you come here. These are the eastern rocks. So this is the best rock spawn for farming rogues right here. Once you pass through that slot, if you spawn anywhere over there, you come here, you end up right here. And what you're going to want to do is just pass right on by this little lake. If you spawn farther back here, you might want to look over there and this way to see if players that spawned over here might be causing you any trouble. But usually I run up here and it's totally uncontested. If I do get any conflict, like PvP, it's usually I'm already up in my rock spot and players are coming up from behind me. That does happen occasionally, but usually you get the jump on them and you can win the fight. Skirting along the right side here as we continue north towards the car extract is right over this way. Path to shoreline is over that way, and the rogues are over here. Right there is a minefield. You want to avoid that. These are the rocks we're going to use to do our rogue farming. So when you come over here late, you might just want to be sure that no one's running over here, that no one's kind of nestled up like right here sometimes. But again, pretty rare. So I'm going to show you the first spot that I mentioned in the map segment, and the one where you can get almost all the rogue kills. So you just go up this diagonal right here, and you go over this kind of granite boulder, and just keep following the crack until you find this little slot right here. This slot is where you want to prone out. So once you prone here, I'm going to show you all the different rogues we're going to be able to kill. So there's these guys on this roof need to die first. Then the 3 on this roof need to die. Once those are dead, you can start looking for the patrolling rogues that they're always here. They'll be right there, or they'll be right here, or inside the building. But eventually, they will patrol out. Warehouse 1, you're going to have a rogue right there. Someone already killed him. And you're going to have a rogue right here on the back gun. And he is there. And then you're going to have the 2 rogues in front. So someone is already doing this route. I got a little stuck. So someone killed this rogue. This is a 250 meter zero, and you aim just above the head. This guy that is in this tower right there, which you can see if you get the right angle, he'll be right in this tower right here. That's a 300 meter zero, and you aim just above his head. The rogues right here, this guy right here, this is a 250 meter zero. You aim right above his head, and same with this guy back here who is still alive. Now, I'm going to start killing rogues, starting with these guys here. Also, keep an eye right here, because you could have the ground rogues running around, and they'll be either right here, or right here is where they're very dangerous. And if you ever get shot at, just start shimmying back. Don't stand up. You definitely want to stay prone. Okay, so these rogues on this warehouse, you definitely want to kill the roaming rogue first. So let's zero back to 50 for this. A lot of people don't like to use zeroing, but I kind of do like to use zeroing, especially for rogue farming. So since we are contending with someone else right now, I am not sure where the roaming rogue is. He'll usually be standing back here. Or he'll be patrolling over here somewhere, walking around, or right here up in front. I mean, he might be there and I just don't see him. Let me see. Yeah, he is there. So I'm just going to shimmy over a bit. You got to kind of like figure out where his head is. And once you tap him, you want to kill the roamer first. I'll show you what happens. So he's dead. This guy actually stayed on the gun. If he gets off the gun, he will rotate around here to right here and stop and shoot at you. He'll usually miss, and you just tap him in the head right there. Now we have to contend with the rogues on this back building. And as you can see, there's one right there through the crack of this tree. You just had to shimmy a little bit. And you want to get him dead first because he'll start shooting at you. I have a 200 meter zero right on the head. Right there. And now he's gone. And now you have 2 more rogues on this building. One here and one here. At 250 from here, you can aim right at the head, which is what I'm going to do. And I killed this one first, and then they might start patrolling. So he's dead, and this one did not patrol, and he's dead. So that's all 5 of the dangerous rogues are dead right now. I will also show you what to do if these guys start patrolling. Once I kill all these 5 rogues just like that, I will look over here. I'll bop this guy. Someone already killed him. 250 meters zero. Right above the head, and then I will try to bop this guy, which he is still there, so let's see if we can get him. It's kind of a long shot right there. Oh. And he's dead. You saw where I aimed, just above his head. Then I will go over here and I will kill these guys. 250 right over the head. This guy in this tower right here, 300 right over the head. And then I will start looking for ground rogues. You can also get long range kills for calibration. Like there's somebody running around doing rogue routes out here somewhere. And sometimes you can get them. It's about a 380 meter shot I'll call it a 400 meter shot. It can be really fun to lob shots from up here. Now, see, they all came out. I'm going to 0 to 50 meters and just aim right above his head. Ding. 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 And this one's going to hide there. Sometimes he hides there for a little longer. Oh, I was a little low on that one. And that's it. So that's 4 rogues dead there. This, if you kill all 4 like that, then you could loot this building and you could loot this building. Warehouse 2 and 3 before exfilling. So I'm going to keep looking for the ground rogues are up. So these are kind of dangerous. You definitely want to get these guys out of the game as soon as possible. So bing. This guy's like, what? Bong. And bong. Nope. I'm going to show you the other spot that you can use when things get a little bit complicated and you want to try something different. So as I'm moving around here, you want to make sure you're not getting pushed from behind. Well, this is the slot that we just came through. And we're going to run right here to this tree between these 2 rocks. And we can progressively lean out and see what happened to that last rogue. We don't really know where he went. Okay, he's back on the gun. Same deal. From here, it's a 250 meter 0. And you can just aim directly at his head. Let's see. And there he is. He's down. From this spot, I will just quickly show you. You can progressive lean kill this one. And then you can just kind of kill this one right here. And then just stand up and kill this one right here. Now, if you want to kill the ones closest to you from here, you can do that. You got to jump up here. Then you progressively lean out like this, bop him, and then the other guy will start running around. Sometimes he's right here. Sometimes he'll run back here. You do got to be a little bit more careful. Pop some pain, and I'm going to show you how to extract successfully. Now, sometimes you will get players that come up behind you here, and you have to fight them. It does happen. Other rogue farmers. Usually they're solo. Yeah, usually they come up solo, and it's a pretty fair fight. A lot of times, nobody comes at all, just like here. So what I'm doing here is I'm going north towards the car extract. All the rogues are dead there. If you want to bring a loot buddy or you want to go loot, you could go into that warehouse, get tons of loot. I'm trying to farm XP as fast as possible for Kappa, so I'm not even going to get the loot. I have money. I just want to get the XP quickly. So we just ran around the east side of the map, skirting the edge. And the car extract, if it was there, it would be right there. Now, of course, it is not there. And we do not have northern checkpoint from that. So we are going to have to go back. So what we're doing now is we're doubling back. And then path to shoreline is right here. And that's the route. So that's the rock spawn route. Through the slot, up into the rocks, use a couple of different spots if you have to. Kill as many rogues as possible. Check for car extract. If it's not there, double back and you go path to shoreline. All right, so we're loading in and I can already tell we have a middle of the beach spawn because I can hear the waves crashing in both ears. If you can hear it only in the right ear, it's a reset spawn. Only in the left, it's the beachside god spawn. And in both ears, it's going to be middle of the beach, which is good because I can show you. Yep, here we go. So that way is the south landslide. Let's get set up here. Rocks winning. Me losing. Usually I don't run into any players. If I do... I usually maybe get the drop on him from behind. So we'll see what happens. This is one of those spawns where you could reset, or you could just go for it. I always just go for it and see what happens. Let's start out with some pain. So Marin trunk is closed. That doesn't mean it hasn't been opened. A smart player will loot it and then look around, look up the top there, make sure no one's looking down at you. It hasn't been opened, so maybe nobody's in front of us. Marin key is absolutely a mandatory purchase in my opinion because it's just worth so much. It's just so good. The stuff in it is worth how much it costs. You'll repay it in a couple of runs. Alright, so here's the little logs I was talking about in the maps video. Or in the maps segment. And we're just going to keep skirting along the beach here. Now you may want to look back. Sometimes a player could be chasing you and shoot at you, but quite rarely. Quite rarely. I have only had that a few times. This rogue right here will not shoot at you as long as you're a USEC. You can just kind of run right by indiscriminately. And this flat rock right here ahead. Along this stretch of beach, you want to stay to the left because there are some mines up there, as you can see the sign. Just stay to the left and you'll be safe. Once you get to this nice big flat rock in front of the grotto, you want to crouch right here. And the first rogue we're going to bop is on the front of Warehouse 1. You can see him right there. Drop him like that. And then move over to the right, and you'll be able to see two rogues right here and right here. Now, if you're quick, I was not quick. You can bop them both. If you blow it, like I just did there, he could shoot at you. Usually he won't hit you, but I kind of went for the secondary shot. If he starts looking at you, just ditch it. I mean, this run is all about speed. I'd say half the time you'll get both of them. You'll shoot the one in the head, and the other one won't even move, or you'll be able to flick quick enough to get them both. If not, whatever. I leave that rogue to his own devices. If I hear him shooting later, I'll know someone's behind me. So right here is a stash that I occasionally hit. I don't hit it on most of my runs, as I'm trying to just get towards Kappa XP as quickly as possible. But if you are inclined, you can hit it. And as we go through all these rocks, you'll see where we're going on the map that we have popped up in the video here above. But cut through these rocks. We already killed the gunner on the top of that roof. And we killed one in the front. I usually look off to the right here just in case someone's behind me. But usually I don't see anybody. Check this box. There is some loot right there you could get if you want. But from the back of this black car, you can bop this rogue right here. And then crouch right here in this crack. And you can hit the two guys on this side. I think I see one there. Yeah, he's dead. And now his buddy's moving. We'll see where he goes. If they start running around, you may not want to wait too long, but usually you can get at least one of them. So in this front corner by these boxes is rare loot spawns. Right here is more tech and utility spawns, sometimes a graphics card right here. Go up the stairs and there's they call it Loot House for a reason. You just get all of this juicy loot. Super easy, super quick. Loot spawns here, here, on these boxes here sometimes. You want to check right here. Sometimes the loot is like glitched into the ground right there. The table. There's loot oftentimes on the spool, as it is here. This toolbox. And since this map is quite linear, I don't like to sit in one place too long. So I'm going to hit all these loot spawns. I'm going to dip out. There's tech spawns and other stuff right here. And then you want to Pop up here, some medical spawns and other loot spawns on these shelves and on this. And sometimes you'll have some medical spawns right here that is worth checking. And that's pretty much the loot that I grabbed from this building, and I start moving on quickly. First thing you want to do after you exit this warehouse 1, you'll hear the guy above. You might want to just check to see if there's anything you can shoot here. No. But usually, yep, you can get this other guy right there, and then this guy right here. So now we've killed all 3 on that roof. I'm going to look one more time. No, I don't see anyone. So we got to deal with the guy right above us. It sounded like he ran right here. If he's right there, his little head will poke out and you can just... Oh, he made a little... Oh, there he is. And he's dead. Now, if he's not right there, so I'm right before this car, you'll be able to see him. I'll back up. I'll hit the car. If he's running around, like stomping, I'll hang out here till he stops. And usually that means that he's either stopped right there where I just killed him, or he's on the gun. And the gun will be like kind of horizontal. And if you just keep slowly backing up, you'll be able to bop him. You'll see the top of his head. Bop. There is some loot here on these boxes oftentimes. Just gonna grab it. This box right here. Oftentimes there's loot in there. Little box to hit before we wrap around the map. If I'm feeling frisky, use this rock right here to peek the ground rogues that are at the back of this warehouse. It is kind of dangerous. They will spot you. But you can kind of... What am I looking at right there? That's the back of the warehouse. So if they're just hanging out right there, sometimes you can bop 1 or 2 of them. I don't see them right now, so I'm not going to mess with that. They will patrol over there eventually, but sometimes it takes quite a while. So if you're just trying to maximize your efficiency, it's not worth it. Sometimes you'll have players hanging out on these rocks, so you kind of got to be sure that nobody's up there. Just take a quick glance. Actually, I'm going to show you another spot that if things get hairy and someone else is shooting at the rogue that I just killed on the back of Warehouse 1, and you're not sure where he is or whatever, you can go to this rock right here. And you can progressively lean right here to see him, to see where he is. And if he's on the gun, you have to stand up and shoot him because you'll hit the rocks otherwise. But it's just a good spot to know just in case. There's always variables that are happening during these routes where someone else is shooting the rogues and they're moving in a weird way. Or, you know, you miss a shot and they move. So I'm trying to make sure you know as many spots as possible to successfully do the route. So we're heading towards the northern checkpoint, and before we head out, I'm going to show you another spot that you can bop the rogues on the northern warehouse if necessary. So I always take the similar route. I go up this ramp here, kind of peek, make sure nobody's here. Usually if you're the first one to hit this beachside route, nobody's here. Just listen for a second. And there's a ton of loot in this warehouse, and I'll show you where in just a second. But from this table, if you need to, you can kill the rogue here, and you can kill the rogue right here from right behind. So if you weren't able to get him on the way, this is another chance at getting him. So in this warehouse and around this warehouse is another bunch of loot that I like to grab. As you can see right here. On these pallets, on this, on here. Check all of that. Right. Oh, well, there's a military too. That's nice. Tons of loot right next to this toolbox, right onto the left. Let's open the toolbox. We might have too much loot. Let's drop some junk. Alright, at this point, I'm going to run out and get some of the loot outside. You can have scavs all around here. Sometimes you kill 3 or 4. This box has loot on it right here. This set of boxes has loot right there. There's a duffel in the corner here. Little Eli badge. And then this is the only other spot out in the open that I loot. This box right here can have loot. Take some oat flakes. Why not? Hungry. And this box can have rare loot as well. Then, so we looted the front of the warehouse. I'm just gonna run on back in. I don't think I looted the jacket. And then all of the shelving back here, all of that can have loot. Like these spots here, all of this. So you want to just kind of like peruse through, make sure none of those spots contain something real juicy. Then here, as we head towards northern, this is actually a double toolbox. It's kind of cheeky. Meaning it's two toolboxes within each other, so you can loot it twice. So there, we're full up on loot. And we're gonna hit Northern Extract. There's loot on this table as you leave. Hopefully no extract campers. Usually there's not. One in many times you'll find one. And that's the route. That's the beachside route. With all the rogue spawns, places you can kill the rogues from, and loot that you can grab pretty freely. It turns out to be a pretty short run, under 15 minutes, and you're going to end up with usually like 5,000 to 8,000 XP and quite a bit of money. Okay, as a quick side note for all of you bear players out there, if you get a beachside spawn and you're running the beachside route, if you get too close, the grenade launcher rogue right here will put you down. So what you want to do is cut in front of the dead tree rock right there and cut into the construction site where I am now on the main road and get up on these metal stairs at the end of this construction site. You can go prone right here and you'll have a shot on this grenade launcher rogue. Once that grenade launcher rogue is dead, I would wait 20 or 30 seconds. And the machine gunner rogue that's right around here, he could run up here into this tower or onto the stairs here, or he could get on the grenade launcher. If he gets on the grenade launcher and you're already running down the beach side, he's going to kill you. So make sure he doesn't do that. If he doesn't, he's going to stay on his machine gun there. Once that's done and taken care of, you can go back to the normal beachside route, which I have shown. Okay, guys, that sums it up. That should give you a very solid baseline of what to expect when farming rogues and hopefully expand on your existing Lighthouse knowledge. If you liked the video, drop a comment, like, and subscribe, as it will help battle the all-powerful YouTube algorithm. I'm also a full-time partnered Twitch streamer live Monday through Friday. Swing by the channel at twitch.tv/Trexcapades and let me know if you liked the video. For more details about me and my community, check out the details below. Thanks for watching, and may your head always be elusive from enemy bullets. See you in the next one.